Welcome to Florida Men on Florida Men with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in Florida.
Come on.
Every day, every minute.
Every way, episode
Florida.
161.
Yes.
Here we are.
That's a
That's
good
our
saying.
theme.
That's
Yeah,
a
our
good
motto.
saying. What was it? Completely?
Every day, every way.
Episode
Every
161.
minute
Episode
in
161
Florida.
in Florida. Listen, if you listen to us on Spotify right now, if you're listening on Spotify, can you do us a favor? Can you hit pause on the episode and can you rate us a nice 5-star rating? That's going to help us out a lot.
Hit the little 3 buttons at the top, right?
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah.
easy to find. Not
lot of-
intuitive, but it's easy to find.
Yeah.
A lot of our friend shows, Mr. Joe Rogan,
Right.
and the like, they've migrated over to Spotify, and because of this, Spotify, they're looking like they're going to win the competition of podcasting.
Yeah.
Spotify in general.
They can't
Spotify's
buy
doing
us
well.
out, though. We're
It's a
not
great
for
platform.
sale.
That's right. We're not
We're
for
on
sale
every platform.
just yet. But yeah, so if you're listening specifically on Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating. That would help out a lot. And wherever you listen, follow, subscribe, tell your friends.
We'll
it
give a
really
rating.
helps us out.
Give a rating on whatever platform you're on.
Whatever you want to.
Or just to your
Whatever you
butt.
want to do. I mean, if you don't want to do it,
You don't even have to do any of that.
you don't have to do anything that
Yeah.
you don't want to do.
Let's
I
do-
barely ever listen to what Wayne tells me to do.
Here's
That's
the thing.
true.
I told you to have a good Christmas, and you had a good one.
That is true. I did take that advice.
Yep.
It was very homey, and I'm sure it was lovely.
Now, what was your favorite gift that you got this year?
Oh, definitely just the gift of being with you two again. Every week is really just a pleasure, and your company is
I'm
the
gonna
best
cry.
gift that I got from you because I didn't get anything else.
It seems so heartfelt. Like,
Yeah,
I'm almost going to cry.
I'm almost going to cry too. Joshua, what was your favorite gift that you got this year? For Christmas?
Mine was a engagement ring.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well,
Congrats.
the wrapping, I didn't appreciate being a raw turkey. I thought, this seems excessive.
I see what you're
I had
saying.
to go in.
You have
and
to
I'm like,
dig
whose is
into the
this?
carcass of
Yep.
the bird to find
Right.
your own ring.
Mhm.
Well,
Gotta move the
congratulations.
giblets over a little bit.
Yep, the giblets. Amen.
Yep, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And the
Yours?
Speaking of
lucky someone.
giblets,
Yeah, speaking of giblets, for my Christmas, I received just a lifelong subscription to win Dixie's meat section.
Everybody has that. It's free. You can just go in. There's no
Nope,
like,
I have a
there's not
coupon
like a
that
red
says
carpet.
that
nobody
I
else
have,
is buying it from there.
I got it for Christmas. So you're telling me that's a bad gift?
I don't. Well, it was given with love, I'm sure.
Well,
My
you don't.
man has endless giblets.
You don't
is what
tell
you're
me how to
saying.
feel about my Christmas, and I won't tell you how to feel about Cameron's headlines.
Amen.
Deal?
You're gonna feel pretty good.
I'm gonna feel great.
Let's do it. Okay, headlines.
Headlines.
All right, our first headline tonight. Just buckle in, boys.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right,
Seatbelts on.
so we have a traffic stop, and this Florida man was in the car. He was not driving the car. He was just, a passenger.
Okay.
Well, the car was pulled over because it was driving without headlights or taillights.
Okay.
All right, that's a no-no.
In
Wow.
secret.
It's not safe to
Okay.
do that.
Not
yeah,
them
yeah.
on or not them installed.
Could be either.
Cool.
Not sure. It could be on and not working.
Okay.
Nobody knows. But they were not working. And so the deputies pulled this car over and they find our Florida man inside with a firearm. Okay.
Okay.
He's a passenger, but he has a firearm.
Right.
Now, the issue with this is that this guy has over 80 previous felonies.
For firearms.
Well, just felonies in general.
In general.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like miscellaneous pack.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Seems like a lot.
it does seem like
80 is excessive.
80 is excessive.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of crimes.
how many years does it take? Like, if it was one a week, it'd almost be like for 2 years,
Straight.
you were getting arrested once
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah, a felony.
A felony. Yeah.
That's
I
right.
mean, that's not even counting the misdemeanors.
Yeah.
Right.
That's, you're getting busted. So
I
how
feel
many
like that's-
crimes did
That's
he do?
difficult to do, not just commit the felony, but actually get caught.
Yep. You got to
So-
be really bad.
That you got to be a terrible
Is
criminal.
it possible he's trying to break some kind of record that
I don't
we don't know
know.
about?
You know,
Nice.
but at the same time, what if he was arrested one time
And they stacked it.
and just stacked it?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
possible. It doesn't matter. But anyways, we'll
It
move
doesn't
past
matter.
that. But the problem with this is, he is a convicted felon
Right.
80 times. And he's not allowed to have a firearm or ammunition. So he is placed under arrest. So
Right.
this is 80 plus at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has
Okay.
felonies now. And so when they took him to the jailhouse,
Okay.
all right, I think that's what they call it.
They still do.
The jailhouse
The slammer.
They were kind of checking him to make sure he wasn't carrying anything else on him.
Right.
And he was. He was strapped.
Wow. 80 guns?
No. He had a bag of cocaine and a bag of crystal meth
Okay.
tied in a knot around his
Body parts.
Yeah. They were just packaged.
I can't imagine it.
I
were-
see what you're saying.
They were
more
packaged
descriptive.
really nicely.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Packaged.
At what point in time, so let's say you are a cop.
Yes.
I'm
a cop.
You're a cop.
You're
and
under
then
arrest.
How do you get that job where you're searching intimate crevices for hidden items?
Oh, I think that's day one.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that
yeah.
like the newer
Yep.
you are? They're like, oh, new guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's you.
Yeah, go
Go
tell
search
people
for
to
the
take the pants
packages.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Search the package for the package.
Ah, nice.
See what I'm
Well,
saying?
so that's what happened. He pulled his package out, and there was 2 extra packages tied onto it.
That's a no-no.
That is a no-no.
You didn't pay for stamps for all of that.
That's another.
You're going to have to remove 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another 2 felonies at least.
That's now he's at 87.
Bro. Now he's at 90, I think.
Okay, hypothetically, let's say he is trying to break a record.
Yeah, he's going.
And you would say he sacrificed his reputation to break this record because now he's got all these felonies.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Now, if someone is, let's say, eating 100 hot dogs in one sitting to break a record,
Oh, that's fun.
aren't they also
Joey
sacrificing their reputation? Right? I mean, like, I think in
Yeah.
order to break a record, you have to kind of let go of some of your shame and some of your.
True.
Does that make
yeah,
sense?
if this Joey Peppernickel
Yeah.
showed up,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd be like, oh, you
Schnickel.
want a hot dog? Yeah.
see what
So
you're
that kind of
saying.
ruins his reputation.
That's like, yeah. You can't say that right after he got arrested for that.
Yeah, but
You're
is,
right.
so is he in jail longer now because of the bonus packages they found?
Yeah. Definitely. I think at some point you just need to like stop letting him out.
That's
I mean, I know that's not how it works, but I mean, he's
But-
not stopping anytime soon.
maybe that's what he's going for. Like
I was
once
about
you
to
hit a
say.
hundo,
right.
like,
He's
you're
like, I'm
locked.
done. I'm out. I'm out of the game.
Yeah.
I'm retired, baby. Don't
What-
even call my name.
Yeah, some folks get so acclimated to prison culture they don't do well on the outside.
That's true.
You know,
and that
so-
is a flaw of our judicial system.
yeah,
100%,
and
I'm
that's
with
why
you
we
on
take
that
a
one.
serious tone with this.
That's right.
Thank you. All right. Our next headline, we have a Florida man in Lakeland, Florida.
Now
Come
we are
on.
talking.
Okay.
Welcome
in
home, baby.
Lakeland, Florida, who takes a flower pot
Okay.
and chucks it through the glass of some French doors in the back of a house.
Well,
Why would
that's
he do
not
that?
nice. That's hard to replace.
Walks in and the homeowner shot him 3 times.
Okay.
And so,
Like with a camera.
yeah, well, maybe like a Nerf gun or something.
Polaroid.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, he's in critical. He's in good condition, critical, stable condition.
Okay.
Those are all 3 different.
yeah. My emotions were like, oh, good. And then, oh, no.
He's in good critical stable.
Yeah.
I just try to think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep things like
I see what you're saying.
not depressing because I'm not
Yeah.
even to the part of like the article.
Oh no!
Okay,
This is the intro.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is the intro. So he throws this flower pot
Yep.
Okay.
through the the glass door.
Yeah.
He gets in trouble for that from the homeowner.
Right.
And
Naughty,
so-
naughty.
Right. And then in comes Sheriff Grady Judd.
Oh, no.
No.
Because it's in Lakeland,
Of
Big
course.
boots.
Polk County.
Yep.
And he's
Big
basically like, listen, I'm proud of our homeowner for defending himself. It's called Castle Doctrine. He has a right to protect himself
Okay.
and his home from unknown intruders, which is
Yeah, I
true.
get
I
it.
mean, that's legal.
You deliver a flower pot through my door?
bam,
Right.
bam, bam.
What am I delivering?
Take your money.
Here's the thing that was kind of making the headline itself. This is
Okay.
what was getting around. He said, this is a quote from Grady Judd. He had a gun. He knew how to use it. It was loaded and he shot him a lot.
Oh, God.
I mean, okay. But then he says he gave him an early Christmas present.
oh, my God.
Only Santa Claus gets to come in your house, and Santa Claus is invited.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I can't say.
I mean,
Sa-
it's normal.
Santa is
normal.
normal Grady
stuff.
Judd banter. I
Yeah.
mean, he's selling
Yeah.
dolls of himself right now.
That's right. He really is. Santa is a lot like vampires in that way. You have to invite him in order
Right.
for him to come into your home.
Yeah.
And I always appreciated that.
Who's not inviting Santa Claus though?
Now, real talk, Cameron, you're open, Carrie.
Okay.
Get him.
Let's say you forget to invite Santa into your home.
Right.
You wake up, Santa's in your living room.
Well,
Oh.
yeah. And
Now,
you don't have a
if-
fireplace. He's
Okay, hold on.
manifested a fireplace.
Now, if I had forgotten to invite Santa Claus,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's on me.
he can shoot you.
Well, no,
Okay.
but I'm not going to do anything against him because
Okay.
I forgot. Now,
Yeah.
if I had intentionally left him off my invitation list,
And
Wow.
he still shows
and then
up.
he showed up,
Yeah.
Castle Doctrine.
yeah, hell yeah, Castle
100%.
Doctrine.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed in Christmas films when Santa leaves the house and flies away, he always flies like 75 miles away?
You're the only house that matters.
He
baby.
never goes to the neighbor's house. Now, why is that, you think?
I think he has a secret to his efficiency.
Okay.
I don't think the sack refills instantly.
I'd say.
He has to wait. So that's that amount of time that he flies away.
So when he's flying away and he goes, my sack's empty.
Yeah.
And all the neighbors are
elves
going,
start refilling
man,
it. Yep.
I see what you're saying. Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, next headline.
Yeah.
I put some thought into this.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys
yeah,
didn't?
yeah. You really
You're
think
asking
about-
a serious question.
I was asking a theological question and you answered it.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
I mean, I have no problem with you guys talking about that sack.
Still a Calvinist.
No, it's totally fine. All right, our next headline, we have a Florida man driving a Porsche or Porsche. However, if
Good
just,
for him.
just depends on
Just depends if you're fancy
yeah,
or
it depends on if you're bougie or
yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Well, if you're driving a Porsche, you're fancy.
well, you're fancy, but anyways, he's driving this Porsche 911.
He's fancy.
Okay, and
I'm sorry.
He's go ahead.
That's a type of
Yeah,
Porsche?
yeah, yeah, it's a model.
Oh, okay. That sounds a bit
It's the most
nice
common
model.
Porsche model.
too soon, but that's fine.
And so, anyways, he is driving his Porsche, and a car cuts him off.
Okay.
Gets in front of him, and
Oh.
he is irate.
Never
You
forget
don't-
that.
Yeah, you don't cut me off. I'm
No. You don't exactly.
Yep, I make more than you, probably.
That's right.
That's 100% what he was yelling in his car, probably. And so he decides to follow this car
of course.
for a while until it stops at another intersection.
Right.
And he pulls in front of this car, parks it, gets
Oh.
out, starts screaming stuff that I'm not going to say. I would never say.
Don't say
never.
it.
And
Not on this show.
and he is screaming at a 16-year-old girl who accidentally, cut him off a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And
don't
this
have good
car,
periph.
and that wasn't enough to
He's got to take it up a notch.
scream at this
Yeah.
this poor child.
He's not satisfied.
Right? No. The window happened to be down, so he reaches in and punches this
What the
16-year-old
crap?
girl in the face for just barely cutting him off. Nothing happened to the Porsche. It was
No.
fine.
Yep.
He just
They got
hates,
good brakes.
Yeah, he
Ceramic
hates his
disc.
life and hates himself. Apparently, if he can't just like
Oh my gosh, dude.
You would think a
Shame and
Porsche would make you
name
happy,
this
but
guy.
it
What is
doesn't.
up with that?
dude, yeah, definitely shame him.
Yeah.
Did-
so
did
he's
she
hitting
deliver,
He's hitting children.
He's hitting children.
Yeah. Did she deliver lead wrapped presents to his body?
I did what?
Castle Doctrine.
Yeah.
Grady
No,
Judd.
that actually is Castle Doctrine
Get 'em.
still because
It applies to your car.
it applies to your car.
That's
And
right.
so
We're
that was
learning
what
a
they were
lot
saying.
tonight.
He entered the victim's occupied conveyance.
Yeah,
That's
it's a conveyance.
That's
Yeah.
the right word.
Yeah.
And committed a battery upon her. Yeah.
Get
So,
her.
So he's in jail.
big time jail.
Take his car, take his pride.
Yep.
Honestly, that's
Take
so
your money.
it's so embarrassing. It really
It
is.
is,
Yeah, it is really embarrassing for him. All right, next headline. We have a couple of Florida men from Miami.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, who fly out to Australia.
Okay.
Fun.
Right. And it seems like, okay, yeah. You
Fun
want to
in the
go out
sun.
and visit a beautiful country full of dangerous animals.
See how the
and just-
lower hemisphere
Exactly.
lives.
Right.
I think it's summer out there right now.
Always.
And so, anyways, while they're out there, they capture 33 live spiny-tailed skinks.
Okay. Whoa.
Some of my
this is a
favorite
family-friendly show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the spiny-tailed ones.
Yeah. At spring break, there's a lot of skinks.
That's right.
And so they go to Western Australia,
Yeah.
gather up these 33 spiny-tailed skinks,
Yeah.
and then they put them in gift wrap boxes. They gift wrap them in boxes so that it is easier for them to ship them to the States.
Okay.
These
And
are
they
living, breathing skinks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so they basically put them in these boxes. It does go through security somehow,
Cool.
and they do ship to the United States. And then they when they got back, they secured a cell for 2 of them for $2,500 each.
Really?
For a
there's
little
good money in the
lizard,
skink
dude.
business.
Yeah. It's crazy. $2,500 for a skink?
How
Well,
are
if
these guys sneaking an army of skinks back into the country?
Well,
Yet when I left Cuba, I got arrested for a couple cigars.
yeah, well, that's the problem.
It's
yeah.
really weird that you brought Cuba up, but I'll get to it in a second. Anyway, so
I'm just
they
saying.
did get caught.
How so?
They found, I don't know. Actually, the article doesn't know. It says it's unclear how they
Nice.
how Florida Fish and Wildlife found out.
Undercover skink buyer.
Australia
Honestly, who else is buying skinks?
called. Yeah, they were missing like 100 skinks.
The only people that are buying skinks are the undercover
Always.
skink officers.
Yeah.
Like that's the only person that's going to
Yeah,
buy
That's
one.
so true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did get arrested, and I also learned about. Well, this is kind of shooting off on a tangent for a second.
Go on,
homie.
I kind of learned during my research on this. We talk a lot about the pythons, Burmese pythons that are
We do.
invading the Everglades, and
Right,
that are
right.
like a huge issue. We talk about it quite a bit.
Right,
sure do.
I honestly like talking about
It's
it.
some of my favorite headlines. You're
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
But now we have this giant lizard called a tegu.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, tegus.
Oh,
I didn't know it was pronounced like that. Taigu is how I pronounce it.
Yeah, I see.
Tegu. I
Tegu.
think that they are from South America. And anyways, they are becoming like same thing with the python. They were some kind of underground animal trade, like exotic pet
course.
trade type
Right.
thing.
Yep.
And now they're starting to take over the Everglades. Not in like the same force as the
Wow.
pythons are
Yeah.
yet, but they're becoming an issue. Like they eat gopher tortoises and steal eggs from an
Jeez.
alligator nest, and just like they're getting pretty bad. So I just wanted to.
Wow.
I
They
think
call
they're-
the
here they are.
Taigu a
I'm sorry.
small Komodo. I think.
Argentine black and white tegu. That's
Really?
what its official name is.
A
So
delicacy, though.
if you see one,
Kick it.
Yeah.
I thought this was the rule.
don't let
was.
it eat a gopher tortoise. That
You
way.
don't belong here.
Right? They look like Komodo dragons.
No, they,
Actually, we have a
they're
picture of it for
massive.
live stream.
Yeah. No, is that
so live stream can see it. Yeah.
Is that one of those things where, okay, like at what point does the state go, hey, enough of these are invading, like we're going to start paying citizens to like round them up?
5 or more.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I think if they start eating enough alligator eggs, like, and you're starting to mess.
that's
with,
a big deal.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
I think it might become an issue, but hopefully not.
Interesting.
We'll see. Anyways, so Wayne brought up Cuba.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, this
He
is
always
me.
tries to like shoehorn Cuba into. a
Well,
conversation.
if
really
I'm
does.
traveling to see my friend Fidel, I like to let everybody know that
No,
I
Man,
he's
it's really
fast.
weird that you brought Fidel up.
Anything
Okay,
else?
well, let's
You've been
go.
reading his headlines?
All right,
No.
so in 2001,
That's right.
Yep.
I was 17.
this is an old
Nobody
headline.
asked.
This is an old headline that I stumbled upon
Nice.
in my deep hours of research.
I love it.
So, a pizza delivery man,
Okay.
Florida man,
Sure.
stole a small airplane from the Florida Keys
okay.
and left a note behind saying he intended to kidnap Fidel Castro.
Why?
Okay.
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
It said, I'm going to try to kidnap Fidel Castro. If something goes wrong, tell my wife I love her more than she will ever know.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't say why he did it.
Right.
He doesn't really know why he did it, I don't
Yeah.
think. But he is crazy, dude. He had 2 weeks of flight training.
Yeah.
And then on this day that he stole this plane, he was basically supposed to just have this little test
Yeah.
of, okay, fly the airplane up, circle the airport one time, and then land. My dude flies it to Cuba.
They have to be so confused.
Dude, they were incredibly
Like the tower,
confused.
they're like, okay, you can turn.
It was like a
Okay,
1977 little Cessna plane. And
Nice.
so, yeah, exactly. Turn now.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Can
anytime.
you hear us?
He's
Turn?
like, tell my wife I love her.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, sir,
What?
you're going
No.
45 miles an hour.
Bro, the thing is, I told you he was a pizza delivery man. He
Oh,
was
nice.
delivering a pizza, it says, to Fidel as an intro to be able to kidnap him.
that
Sir, I brought your
he
pizza.
did.
You're
He
gonna
fell
need to
for
come
that
with me.
once. He fell for that
You
once.
think you think this guy led a really successful revolution to fall for a pizza prank?
What's his weakness though?
Oh, pepperonis.
I guess so.
New York
Everybody
slice.
knows that.
So you said this was an 01?
This happened in 2001. So here's what happened though. He flies to Cuba.
Yep.
and ends up crashing on the beach.
Yeah, because he's only had 2 weeks training.
Well, he probably couldn't find an
No.
I say crashed. I mean, he like emergency crashed. Like
Right.
emergency
He
landed.
lands.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
which
gotcha.
He crashed. It broke one of the wheels off and it ended up upside down. But
That's a crash.
Basically, it's a crash. It's an emergency landing that turned into a crash.
Right.
But he was fine. And, Cuban authorities found him and basically were like, dude, what?
And he's
What
like,
are
I
you
got
here for?
a pizza.
Yeah, I got a
from,
pizza. It's a little smush.
Keys.
For
Yeah.
Fidel.
It's a Miami delicacy. You ever heard of pizza?
Yeah, dude, 01 is a bad time to train for a little bit in an airplane and
Well,
then fly off where you're not supposed to
I
be.
don't know. I think it happened in July. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah. It was July 31st.
Prophecy.
So anyway, God, Wayne. Anyway, so he gets
touch it.
shipped back to Florida and basically spends, I think, 6 months in jail. And what he's
Worth it.
Well, the only thing he spent time in jail for, I think, was because he stole the plane.
Well, that's a
Nice.
small price to pay for just, I would say, like capitalism.
Well, I think they
Intended
high-fived him.
kidnapping too.
freedom for our. Well, he's kidnapping a dictator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So
I mean-
that's one of the most American things you can do.
We wanted to feed him too. So I mean,
The other option is to just pump money into the opposition and undermine their democracy.
all right. Thank you
Here we
guys
go.
for a great week of headlines. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. This guy. Hey, fellas.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
So we were talking about things that are lost and found.
That's
Some
right.
things are lost from your memory,
That's right.
like
Okay.
the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Tom Cruise.
That's right. I can't remember
Mission
the name of
Impossible.
it for the life of me.
You just searched.
It never come up.
What'd you type?
I'm not going to tell you.
So if you know, send it in to us.
Right.
But it's the end of the year,
That's right.
right? We've all lost and found things all year.
Yeah.
What are you guys hoping to find that you've lost this year?
Is this part of your icebreaker? Okay.
Okay. What are we
This
hoping
is
to find in
improvisational
2022 that we lost?
over the last year.
I'm hoping to find my confidence because I lost it this past year because of you two.
Dang.
Oh, us too. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
What about you, Cam?
I think humility.
You've
That's
lost
right.
humility.
That's right. You took my confidence and you gained cockiness.
So maybe I should find some.
Yep.
So is this something that we've lost? Is this what's the
Oh no, that was just a sidebar.
okay?
Oh, okay.
I have asked you guys to prepare lost and found stories because it fits my topic. Because I was kind of in a weird pickle.
Right.
Like a month ago.
Okay.
I was washing my car
Okay.
at the apartment car wash.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice little
wow,
setup
yeah,
down
that's
there.
nice.
Yeah. What a fancy place you're at.
Well, they got the trash tramp
That's right.
that
That's
comes
right.
by and takes your trash.
Yeah.
And then the poo patrol
Right.
that comes by and takes the dog poo, but you pay for it.
Right.
And a car
Different
washing
story.
station.
Different story.
A different story. You have to go back for that.
Yeah.
So I'm washing my car, Mitsubishi compact SUV.
Right.
Nice.
Don't buy it.
Right.
And the manager of the complex goes driving by on the golf cart.
Okay.
And I've interacted with her just because I've got the dog and I was on the poo patrol board.
Right.
Sorry for that. And so she starts talking to me about like her car, well, her parents' car.
Right.
So she's like, I'm looking for somebody to wash my late dad's car.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's something that very sentimental.
Okay.
And he had just passed and she didn't want to trust it with anybody.
Right.
And she wanted to know at this moment if I would be willing to hang out and wash her dad's car.
Okay.
Because
I think at that point you have to.
You're right.
She's guilted you into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, she's the apartment complex manager. If I say
Right.
no,
Oh yeah.
I'm about to get evicted.
Your
She's
rent's
an
going
authority
up at
figure.
least.
Oh, rent's going
Yeah,
up.
right.
Yep. My trash stops being picked up.
Absolutely.
I just want okay, so you're washing your car.
Small, compact.
The manager
SUV.
of the complex comes by and
Golf
says, I want you to wash my dead dad's car.
Yeah, a little more words than that.
Yeah.
Right.
Luckily,
Yeah.
because that would have startled me.
Yeah. I see
What kind of
you're
car
saying.
is this?
Well, this is where it gets tricky.
Is she helping you, or are you doing this?
No. She goes, I go, yeah, sure. I mean, I'll be down here for another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
She's like, I can get my daughter to drive it up here. She'll be here in 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
So you have 5 minutes to wash the car.
Yeah. Right. Okay. No. I can hang out and wash her car as long.
Okay.
But I got like 15 minutes left on my car.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I keep washing. And in my periph, I see this big white block heading at me.
Right.
And what pulls up is this beautiful mint 1979 Lincoln Continental.
Wow.
Yeah, beautiful car. Long car. Though.
Long car.
Yeah.
If you know anything about this takes up a couple parking spots. Just park straight
Right.
because it's 17 feet long.
Incredible.
It's a lot. It's
This
a lot of car.
That was Elvis's favorite car.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So she comes up, windows down. I can tell she's not confident driving it because it's like, eek, eek.
Mhm.
And we make small talk, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is your grandpa. I try to not talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, he loved it. And he was starting to redo it or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it looks great. It looked pristine. I mean, it stunk.
What?
Besides it stinking and having
Outside or inside?
No, it stunk inside.
Okay.
Besides having an imprint where you can tell like one person sits in the car, like a
Right.
dip.
Oh, true.
I see what
yeah.
you're saying.
Because it's white outside, white inside. It
Yeah,
looked-
but otherwise, like it's in good shape.
yeah. Well, and it had been sitting under a tree.
Right.
So I start washing it, and just trying to avoid the topic. But she's like, yeah, he was very meticulous, her grandpa, and whatever he put his mind to, like he would do. So apparently he had lost this car. He had sold it in the like mid 80s.
Okay.
Right. And then like 2 years ago, he's like, I want to find it again. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Tracking down an old car because I had an old car.
Right. Sure.
And I'd love to find it again.
And you
Yeah,
want
definitely.
that particular one that you owned.
Yeah.
Right.
Ideally.
Right.
So he tracks it down, I guess, a few years ago and starts like redoing it all. And I'm like, well, that's really cool. So by now I'm like the interior, cleaning it. And she's like, yeah, I mean, he even said like one day he'd die in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And
I mean, that's just like a phrase, though. I mean, that's like,
well,
I love this car so much. Like,
yep.
I would die in it.
But that had me in an awkward spot.
Because now you're reevaluating that smell.
And the
Oh, gosh.
the one spot on the drive, and
what?
that he would always do what he put his mind to.
Okay.
So
Okay. He was
So
determined to do
at
this.
what point in time are you cleaning this car out?
I'm on the dash right now, inside.
Yeah, but at
You're
what
sitting
point
in
in
a chair.
time?
Yeah,
you-
it's
this
a bench seat.
This is all coming to you as you're cleaning this car
Oh,
out.
yeah.
At what point in time do you start going, I think this guy may have died in this car?
After she said, I don't know what the smell is.
Yeah.
Because I was hoping it was like, we know, like cat peed in it or something.
Yeah,
Right.
But, like I'm like rubbing.
Somebody
it.
left their
And
giblets.
she's
in
like,
the
and we
car.
don't know what the smell is. It just kind of
Right.
appeared. He always said he'd die in it though.
Oh.
What? Okay. So I get to the back seat and I'm like, let me avoid the front. I don't want to mess with his whole
Remains.
thing. Yeah. And I get to underneath it and I start pulling stuff out. It's like receipts and stuff. It's kind of grody. And then like there's I don't want to say the name, a Walmart bag.
Okay.
Okay.
And it may have originally been a rotisserie,
Oh.
but it wasn't anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. So
What?
I go to throw it away.
Like a
and-
chicken?
Yeah.
You found a chicken in the car?
Well, it was a chicken at one point,
Right.
but what also fell out was apparently his heart pills,
Okay.
his prescription.
Josh, I'm going to need you to.
That's not the reason he died. He died from something unrelated. But
Well, he lost his pills.
well, yeah, they were unrelated. He had passed away.
Can I walk?
Without-
I just want to walk our audience through this.
Yeah.
Josh asked us to bring stories about stuff being lost. And
Mine's
found.
not even close to this.
Yeah.
What? He lost that car when he sold it.
And
Okay.
his life.
Oh, that's
Well, he
irrelevant.
lost his heart pills first.
Yeah.
If he had found him, he might not.
Well, he
have
lost the
life.
car in the 80s.
Yeah, he lost.
Also
And
lost
then
his chicken.
then he got it back, and then he lost his heart pills, his chicken, and his life in that order. And then Josh is cleaning the car out, and he finds bones.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty awesome.
Let's move this along.
I think it was the moho, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, God.
which I'm a big fan of. So, lost and found. On that topic, do you guys got anything?
I
That
don't
was
know.
it?
How do we compete with that?
I don't know. I was
I
like
watched the
waiting
car,
to.
made it look good, and I found the smell.
When you messaged
I
us and
thought,
said,
okay, that was the smell you're smelling.
yeah, it was the chicken. What'd you get? Oh,
I was waiting
yeah.
for you to open the trunk or something. I don't know.
No, he didn't crawl in the trunk.
well, okay, here's the thing.
Dude. I mean, cats do that.
When you said to
What?
bring you a lost and found story,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to bring something like, oh, well, I lost my
My
phone.
Garfield watch.
I found my
yeah,
phone.
I still haven't found that.
Instead,
Garfield
you watched a dead guy's car and there's a whole
Found
bunch of
a
lost stuff
chicken.
attached
Well, I
to
thought
it.
if I had to make a
Corpse.
concise topic,
Right.
it would be lost and
It
found.
wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Wayne, what do you got?
I'm pretty. I don't lose stuff. I
That's-
keep,
Wow.
When I
It's
leave the house,
2022 will be the year that he.
when I
starts
leave the
losing
house, I
everything.
go wallet, phone, keys. I do this checklist.
Okay, that's
of things
three
that I go
things.
through.
Yeah.
There's more to your life than three
I don't.
things.
I've never lost anything in my life, but whenever I was younger, and I've mentioned this on the show before, I worked at a daycare right out of high school.
Oh yeah.
I
Yes,
was
I know this story.
17 when I
Employer's
graduated. I
biggest
worked at a
mistake.
daycare for
Yeah.
2 years.
What'd you lose there, Wayne?
Okay, so I take the kids on a field trip. Yep. And
You got your wallet, phone, keys.
Yep. And so
That's all that matters.
normally I had about 25 to 30 kids.
Okay.
But on this particular field trip, it was during the summer. And
Okay.
during the summer, you have a little extra kids, right? From all different ages,
Shouldn't.
Okay.
K through 12.
Oh.
They've signed up for the program.
Right.
A little extra kids
You're
signed up.
supposed to be there.
So we're going to the Museum of Science and Industry.
Oh, Mosey. Love
That's
it.
right.
Yep.
And we load the kids up on 2 different buses and then a couple vans that we rented. All
Wow.
in all,
Sounds safe.
there is exactly 100 children.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness. How old? You're still
I'm
17?
I'm 17 at the time.
Were you driving one of these vans?
I wasn't allowed to. You got to
Okay,
be 25 to drive. So,
Okay.
but
You can
I'm-
watch my
nervous.
kid.
but
Yeah,
I'm
but
in
you went
cha-
to a private school, so I'm like, they kind of
Yeah,
skirt the
relax.
rules.
Rules.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so me and 100 kids and a few other volunteers, we
Yeah.
go to Mosey.
God.
And it's an order just getting the kids off the bus and off the van into
Right.
the
Of course.
museum. And while we're in there, I'm the one leading the line. I'm the one taking the kids from exhibit to exhibit.
Well, you know the most about Mosey.
I do. Half an hour into it, one of the volunteers comes up to me and she's like, Mr. Wayne. She's panicking. She goes, little Kyle Dempsey. And I go, yeah. And she goes, he's gone.
Oh, okay.
And I go, and Kyle's 4 years old, maybe 5 years old. Little guy.
That's a
And I
Yeah.
go, what do you mean he's gone?
Dangerous
He went.
age.
He went to go potty.
You take a knee.
She goes, no, Kyle's gone.
okay.
And
Wow. His
immediately
mom.
I look at the other 99 kids that are there and I go, I'll be right back. And I leave them.
Yeah.
And I go,
Well,
out
you
in the-
got to leave the 99 to find the one.
100%.
Yeah.
I go out to the
Okay.
parking lot
Uh-huh.
and I found Kyle.
Oh, I thought he was gone.
No, he wasn't gone. He was
lost.
by himself in the parking
Rest-
lot.
He was a chicken.
I found him
Turned into
and
a
I brought him back
chicken.
in. And that's exactly what I said. I told my volunteers, I've always left the 99 to find the one.
Is that
Because he's always, it's just,
feels
he's equally,
very
what do you,
I feel like there's something to that.
like a proverb?
Like I've heard that somewhere.
I don't know. You probably heard me tell you off the show, but that's what happened.
no, but
And
I do
No.
know. Did you find him?
I found him and I
In
brought
the
him back to
parking
the.
lot?
I brought him back to the flock. And
Here's-
so
What type of kid is more interested in a parking lot than Mosey?
don't ask me.
Did you like get behind him and like shoo him inside?
What? I'm a decent shepherd, so yeah, I did.
Of course you are.
Okay, here's my concern
Okay.
about Wayne's story.
What?
Yeah.
It's not this one story. It's easy to lose one child out of 100.
Is it?
Yeah.
This is the second story that he's told us from when he worked at this preschool.
Yeah.
That he either
Daycare.
lost or forgot a child.
On a pole.
That's
he
right.
left a child in timeout on a pole.
Yeah.
Well, I don't still work there.
I understand
Well, yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I
mean,
understand
being
that.
fired is.
But you would think after losing one child or forgetting one child outside by himself strapped to a pole,
Right.
you would not make any more mistakes or that daycare would not allow you to continue.
I think it would be a
Working.
mistake if I came home from Tampa without that little Kyle, but I didn't.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I
there's
also feel
somebody,
like-
somebody in Florida is listening to this
Yeah.
and thinking,
That's
left,
me.
I was left on a pole.
I'm little Kyle
I was
Dempsey.
lost at Mosey.
And then Wayne found me.
And then Wayne found me.
God.
Come on.
Brought me
God
back.
bless.
All right, I have a quick story.
Yeah.
It's not that quick, but it is like I can't even explain to you how this happened. Like the amount of random events that had
like
to
mine,
line
like
up.
his.
Not really. He lost a child. He just looked away for a second.
I lost a dead guy.
I found a chicken.
Last month, okay, I'm going to start at the beginning.
Okay.
Last month, my wife was in a car accident.
Okay.
Very scary time.
Yeah, she's fine. She's okay, but her car got pretty banged up.
You want to give her a shout out?
Yeah, Tara. She was in a car accident. She's sitting right over there. So anyways, the car has been in the shop for like a month.
Yeah.
All right. And so we have a rental.
Mm-hmm.
Hate it.
What kind of car is it?
It is a Mitsubishi compact SUV.
I'm familiar.
Not a big fan.
No.
But anyways, so we went to a party in Tampa.
Mhm.
Okay.
To celebrate
A
the
dinner
wreck?
party. No, just to celebrate. It was a Christmas party.
Nice.
And so we go over there, we have dinner, everything's fine. We go outside. Now, I was driving,
Okay.
but I literally never had the keys in my hand. We left the house, she locked the door.
Mhm.
The keys obviously just have to be in the car, like it's a push start. Like
Yeah, don't
the
like
keys
that.
just have to be in the car for it to turn on.
I'm more
so,
tactile.
so they were just in my wife's purse or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
she had them. And I never touched the car. Okay, we got out of the car at the restaurant. She locked it.
Right.
Now, I don't think Josh has heard this story.
No.
Wayne, I told him.
I haven't heard Wayne's either.
But
that's
you told me
because
really late at night.
He committed
I was sleepy.
he committed a crime.
Yes.
But anyways, so we come out after dinner.
Yep.
And we go to get in the car. She unlocks the car. I don't have.
Okay.
I don't have the keys.
Okay.
I just want to make a big point
yeah,
of that.
Yeah, I'm hearing you touch
And
that a few times.
anyway, so then somebody that we were at the party with kind of grabs our attention and what we were talking, and then we started messing around, and she sets the keys down.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
She sets the keys down on the kind of right between the windshield and the hood of the car.
Like on the outside of the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right by the
Where the
windshield
wipers are,
wipers.
yep.
Yeah, exactly. The wiper well, as we like to
Oh,
call it.
yeah, we do.
Or the key holder.
The key holder. So she
Right.
kind of sets it
Exterior
there
key
because
holder.
we're still kind of hanging out outside
Yep.
the car.
Getting it.
And so whatever, we get in the car, we go home, and we're good. And then you know,
What?
when we get home,
Okay.
I turn off the car.
How?
Okay.
Oh, the push
Well, it's just a
button.
push start. And
All
so
right.
I turn off the car. I say, hey,
Mhm.
babe, you got to unlock the door because I don't have the keys. So I'm like
Mhm.
waiting for her. And she's like, I can't find the keys.
I put them in the key holder.
Well,
The
here's the
exterior.
thing. She's like, I can't find the keys. I'm like,
Yeah.
where are they? And she's like, did I? I don't think I ever took them off the
Exterior key
the
holder.
windshield. Well, she didn't call it that. Or
Okay.
the windshield wiper.
So
well.
you only have to get the car started with the.
That's the thing. I had no idea she set them there.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
car
wow. He's
started.
really
Right.
Now, here's
absolving
the thing.
himself completely.
About 10 minutes into our drive,
Uh-huh.
5 to 10 minutes, I happened to see something from the corner of my
Oh,
eye
no.
kind of flicker on that corner of the car.
Yeah, right.
But then when I looked over there, I didn't see anything. I never thought I'm like,
Mhm.
we were having a conversation. I didn't like just say I saw something flicker on the side of my
Yeah.
peripheral vision. So, anyways,
She would take you to the doctor if you said that.
exactly.
You okay? Saw something flicker.
We get home.
Yeah.
We get home. She's like,
Okay.
and we have no keys.
You
and she's
turned it
like-
off.
And then she tells, yes, I turned the car
Oh.
off. She tells me, I set the keys right there in the corner of the car. I don't know if I ever got them back. And she's like, they're probably in the car somewhere. And I'm like, babe.
They fell off the windshield into the car.
I'm like, babe.
Up the
well,
sunroof?
that was the thing. I said, let me tell you about this flicker I saw on the side of my
Oh,
eye.
That's
no,
right.
Now
Yeah,
you tell
that's
her.
right.
And so that
Confession.
validated. I pressed the push start. Nothing started.
Oh, no.
So we are stuck at home. We can't get in the house. We can't start the car to drive somewhere.
How
to
far
pick
are
up
you from that spot?
civilization?
Well, no, that spot from where the
Oh,
keys
we're
probably
an
fell.
hour away.
Right,
Wow.
so you're a distance away.
We
And
are
you've
an hour
booby
away.
trapped your house. So if you break in,
Right. And I
Guns.
know
Yep.
that they fell off. Like in my mind, I'm like, I saw that flicker
Yep.
on the interstate.
that's no good.
And it is 11:30 at night.
crunch.
So luckily somebody was able to come let us in.
Okay.
And then the next day we try to find I'm like, let's just go. We have to go that way
Yeah,
anyways.
right.
We'll do a drive by.
Yep.
Never
I'll
found
look
them.
for a flicker.
Never found them. 3 days later, I'm like, these are gone. But the
Mm-hmm.
worst part about it, Josh, is that her wallet was attached to it. So it's
Oh
keys.
no.
So rental car keys.
Yep.
That are like probably $400 to replace.
Oh yeah.
Her wallet and
Oh, my
everything.
gosh.
Cancel credit cards, all that kind of stuff. And
Oof.
honestly, we're laughing about it.
Oh yeah.
Because the
that's a good
randomness
marriage.
of it to even happen, like it was totally fine. And like,
Right.
I mean, I'm like, whatever, we'll pay it. it's whatever. It's
Yeah,
just too
1%.
random to even happen. Whatever. And so 3-4 days later, she gets a Facebook message from a random dude. Said,
No.
did you lose a wallet?
Oh
and
my God.
keys?
Visa keys.
And I'm like, there's no way. There's no possible way somebody found these on the interstate.
Right, right.
How would that even happen?
You have to break down right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the guy's a doctor.
Wow.
She drives over to this hospital because he's like, I've got the keys. You can come pick them up.
Okay.
She picks them up. Everything's great. The guy, and she's like, how did you even find these? Like
He saw a
he
flicker?
said, well, it happened 2 days later. He said, Saturday night, I had a little bit too much to drink and I was walking home.
No.
Turned on the wrong street, ended up on the interstate and was walking. I'm like,
What?
dude, it does not make any sense, but we got the keys back.
Alcohol saved you $400.
Wow.
Drinking is, it really saves lives.
Yeah. And now Tara, she got a new guy and
He's a doctor?
yeah.
Dude, honestly,
Step up from a podcast.
it is the
host.
most random thing that
That's
could ever
crazy.
happen.
And then Tara went inside the hospital,
Yep.
and they said, that's Dr. So-and-so.
Yeah.
He's been dead for 25 years.
Yeah.
you also did you get a message that said that somebody found keys? This happens every day.
He used to drive a white Lincoln
Yes. Yeah.
and ate chicken in his lunch break
Yeah.
in
He
his back
loves
seat.
chicken.
God bless him.
Oh, jeez.
James McLamore was born May 30th, 1926 in New York City.
Oh, Michelob?
Yep, McLamore.
Oh, McLamore.
Macklemore. You're thinking Macklemore.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. James's family was really, really poor, and oftentimes they would struggle to make ends meet.
Man, for that time to be called really, really poor, you got to be like really
Especially so.
poor. Especially.
His father worked odd jobs in order to keep food on the table, but unfortunately, like most American families, it just wasn't enough. They kept running into bad luck scenarios time and time again. For starters, 3 years after James was born, the country experienced the great stock market crash of 1929.
Yeah. One of our least favorite stock market crashes.
Not a good one. And so this was a global catastrophic financial event, and it made an already difficult time for poor families even harder.
Yeah.
And so in order to help compensate for their money problems, James's father has this idea. He wants to move their family out of the city, out of New York City, into the northern part of the state to live on James's grandmother's farm.
I think that's a great move considering what's going on.
Just be careful with
I mean, I don't know if
blindness.
they need my opinion, but I'm
No,
just
but
saying.
Cameron's
Maybe.
onto something though, because the idea was, look, we're going to give up city life. We're going to go live as old-fashioned farmers
Let's
because
grow some food. We have
Yeah.
something to eat.
right, and the financial systems are collapsing around them.
Yeah.
So
Gotta
why
get back
wouldn't
to
you
it.
go to the farm?
Amen.
Go back to the
I'm
OG
for it.
lifestyle. So again, they move out of the city. They're there on the farm. They're kind of adjusting to this new lifestyle. Unfortunately, tragedy strikes once more. When James McLamore was 5 years old, they're living on the farm. His mother gets gravely ill. And after an 8-month struggle, she passes away.
Goodness.
Wayne, I would just like to ask
Yeah.
why so many of your stories have to start
Yep.
with a parent
Or
death.
sibling.
It's
Yes,
just like
with
Disney. It
young
builds character.
age.
It builds character.
It's not.
So to
though.
be successful,
You have to have at least one dead parent.
oh God, what?
Okay.
Don't say
You
that.
were implying.
I was not.
So James is living alone with his grandmother and his father on this farm. And things were never the same for him again. His grandmother tried very hard to fill the shoes.
I
that
mean,
his
mom
mother-
really pulled her weight around there.
Well, she did, and the grandmother tried hard to fill those shoes, but that's a traumatic event for a 5-year-old.
Absolutely.
So it was hard for him to recover. And so what's interesting about the situation is it really shaped James's worldview. And this is a quote from him where he said, it helped him realize his position in society. That's how he phrased it.
And what was
It's the
his
group that
position?
has lost a parent.
I think it was one of those things where they were already poor, already doing not well.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when they're trying to make ends meet on the farm, he loses a parent.
Right.
And I guess at this point, he kind of realizes, look, this is what my future is going to look like. Like this idea that I'm going to have a normal childhood or normal whatever, it's out the window.
True.
So even at a very young age, he starts basically looking ahead to the future of how can I make my life better? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I've got
I
to
think
do
it's
this for
on
myself.
the up and up from where he started.
Right. No, it's a low point.
Yeah.
For sure. In 1940, James McLamore, he's attending Northfield Mount Hermon High School.
Okay.
And he kind of receives this epiphany. Now, we don't know where it came from. We don't know if there was an event that triggered it, but he realizes at high school, the age of 14, that his dream is to own a hotel.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's a great.
Is it?
I think it's a great dream. It's a
Yeah.
lofty goal.
Host people. You want to take care of people. Hospitality, Josh.
Right.
I'm not familiar.
Here's the thing. He doesn't want to just work in a
They're
hotel.
big money makers too. If you didn't.
Oh,
know.
okay.
That's what I was going to get at.
Oh,
he
the big
wants to
money
own a
makers.
hotel.
I got it.
Now put yourself in this
Yep.
in the setting in the 1940s when you meet somebody that's big money
Okay.
and they go, "Oh, well, I own a hotel."
Right.
Wow. Well,
That's
with
kind
that,
of par for the course.
well, with that
Yeah.
voice, I'd believe anything you say.
That's how rich folks talk.
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
Give me
I
another.
own a Porsche 911.
Whoa. Okay.
Too soon. Okay, so here's the thing. Hotel folks, they do really well for themselves. And we have to remember James's background. This guy, he comes from a poor family, you know, of new farmers.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I try? I own a Jansport backpack. No?
Right.
Okay.
James never had a backpack. He had a potato sack to put his books in. So here's the thing. One day he comes home from school. He's 14. He sits down at the dinner table with his grandmother and with his father, and he says, "Look, I just want you guys to know, I'm going to own a hotel one day.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
high fives all
you
around.
will.
And on top of that, I'm going to attend Cornell University."
Perfect.
Well, okay. Well, maybe
Those
we'll
little
talk about
snobbish, if you ask me.
Okay, that's the thing. Cornell's an Ivy League university. They don't normally in the 40s accept farmers' kids.
that one. Yeah.
That's
Right.
not,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
in that business. So James's dad gives it to him straight. And at the dinner table, he looks
It's
at
not
him and
for us,
goes,
son.
"That's not meant for you."
Yep.
Like, look,
What a
man,
great dad.
like he says to him, this is a quote. James said that his father looked at him and said, "You're lucky to have made it to high school."
Jeez.
Well, I think I was, on the up and up. Dad.
yeah.
So
Straight A's, dad.
he's not getting the supporting kind of
Yep.
loving ear from his father. But in a way, this made James McLamore like more determined to accomplish these goals.
Nice.
Prove
So
him
he's
wrong.
working to prove him wrong. So he's
Okay.
working day and night on his grades. He becomes obsessed with school, sometimes to the point that he would forget to eat.
That's obsessed.
And on those late nights where he's studying with no food, his grandmother would oftentimes come into his room and she would kind of sneak him like supper,
Like
bring him
into
a
his
meal.
Mouth.
Well,
Hey, you forgot to eat again, buddy.
Okay.
taking care of him
Yeah.
because
Here's
it
some
was
cabbage.
it was very clear that like the dad didn't support it.
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, you're studying, you spend all your time studying, you
Right.
should be out tending to the cabbage."
Right.
Okay. Or the beans.
Or to the beans. And so the grandmother would sneak in and go, "Hey, eat your food.
Yeah, yeah,
I support what you're doing."
Got it.
I
One
love
of
you,
those
buddy.
things.
Good
So
grandma.
as it turns out, all of his hard work ends up paying off. In 1944, James McLamore receives an acceptance letter from the Ivy League Cornell University.
Wow.
He applies in secret and he gets
Okay.
accepted to Cornell. His acceptance alone is a major deal.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially for the folks in that area that
Yeah.
he's living in. And so staying true to his dreams, he enters to the Cornell Hotel Management
Okay.
Academy.
So
That's a thing.
That's an option then.
I have never in my life, if you told me here's a list of things offered at an Ivy League university and one of them was hotel management course, I would say that doesn't belong there.
Well,
Okay.
Cornell
Yeah.
knew that the country was in need of some
Okay,
hotels.
wow.
Right.
You know,
They're
they
on the
see
cutting edge of elevated
tourism.
businesses.
Yeah, during
Yeah,
a depression, we need to boost tourism. Right. So this guy's really committed to the hotel industry. This is what James wants to do. So he's now attending school for it. And while he's at Cornell, he meets two very important people.
Yeah.
Number one, a young lady named Nancy Nickel.
Okay, now we're talking.
That's
Pam
a
and I,
strong name.
Nan-
Pam and
Nancy's
I
a
are big
real-
fans of Nancy.
Real babe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
James falls head over heels for
Of course.
Nancy.
I mean, she's a nickel.
He's a nickel
She's part of
girl.
the Nickel family.
That's
Couldn't
right.
find a dime though.
Nickel crime family.
Oh.
So basically, he falls head over heels for her. He proposes shortly
Nice.
after they meet. They get married.
Well, okay, wow.
Things are looking better for him.
Right.
Second most important person he meets is a guy named David Edgerton.
Okay.
Okay,
David,
sure. also
also a real babe. Okay. Of
Okay.
the Edgerton family.
Yeah.
So James and David became really fast friends because they both shared the exact same passion.
Hotels.
Hotels.
I assume
Boom,
anybody
baby.
in the class does.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You know how sometimes people just get labeled with something and it kind of sticks forever.
Hotel freaks.
That guy's a hotel guy.
Yeah.
You're the Apple guy.
Yeah.
I'm the male model guy. Like, you got to stick.
Oh,
you see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
have one?
Like,
You love looking at
you
male
get these
models.
unfortunate, you get these unfortunate things that kind of stick to you.
You missed me though over here.
Hanging out in dead guys' cars.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
cool.
You know what I'm saying?
It's long.
Right.
yeah.
It
Long
needs some
car.
work.
So
Not the car, the
basic-
nickname.
I know. Here's the thing. Well, you said the car was long.
I did.
Here's the thing. James is into hotels. He meets this guy, David Edgerton, who's also into hotels. And, no joke. This is how they meet and become best friends. The interesting thing is, in the hotel industry, you can't just up and start a hotel.
No, it costs money.
Yep.
You might
bingo.
know how to.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you need a capital investment.
Well, class 1 says if you're just trying to start a hotel, you're going to need some more stuff.
Yeah, you're going to need money and land
Bingo.
and a
You're
building.
not gonna get everything you need out of this class.
Lesson 1. Lesson 2, just stop trying.
Be nice to people.
We're in a
Right.
depression.
Just build one.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing. Like, basically, yeah, you can love hotels all you want, but it takes a lot
Get
to
'em.
go into it and make it
Get 'em.
happen. But these two guys, James and David, they're hell bent on making it happen. And so they both try their hand at managing random hotels in the area to try and build experience.
That sounds
Right.
fun.
But it's not working out
No.
because there's not a lot of growth there. Like, you don't go from managing a hotel to necessarily owning that hotel.
Right. Yeah.
They
That's
won't
not
give
re-
it to you.
That's
It's a
not
big
po-
step.
Right. That's not a popular business model. So basically, they're in the hotel industry, but they're not where they want to be. And so a few years of this goes by, and James McLamore, he's kind of had enough. He feels like, the problem is there's not enough opportunities in the area surrounding Cornell.
All these hotels have owners.
That's right.
That's the
They're
problem.
currently owned.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So he has a late night conversation with his good buddy, David Edgerton, and he tells him, look, my wife and I are moving. As it turns out, James's wife is from a little town called Miami, Florida.
Oh my gosh.
And-
I knew where Nancy.
Yep.
That the
I've
Nichols
heard
family.
Nancy Nickel
That's
before.
right.
She no dime.
So he tells
No dime.
he tells David, we're going to move to Miami to
Yeah.
her home.
a Miami 5. That's where.
Right. Well, the reason why he had heard of this town was because in Miami, there were these large hotel chains that fit the model he needed completely.
Okay.
Basically, these hotel
Making
chains,
money.
if you were a good manager, they would give you, over the course of a decade, they would give you an
wow.
opportunity to buy in and become a partner.
Okay.
And you could own that particular hotel.
Franchising.
They were
Okay.
franchising,
Normal.
basically.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that
So you gotta
seems
prove your
like
worth, though.
A
You gotta prove
model
your
that
worth.
works, right?
So this is in the 40s. That was a popular thing in Florida. So basically, James and his wife Nancy, they say goodbye to David. They move to Miami, and this is where things really begin to look up for James because he gets involved with a hotel chain called the Colonial Inn. Okay,
Nice place.
and over the course of the next 5 years, he starts slowly becoming like their golden boy.
Okay. Wow.
All right, his hotel is running the best numbers. They're consistently having the most guests in attendance.
Yep.
And it's looking more and more likely they're going to ask this guy to become a partner.
Well,
Nice.
you have to wonder how
Yeah.
many people that are like working in hotels and managing hotels really had the passion that this guy had.
He went to Cornell
he
for
knew
it.
Yeah, he
Right.
knew what
Yeah.
he wanted.
Right.
Like, of course, he's gonna have the best.
Their
numbers.
eyes are on him. Yeah, this is the guy.
course.
We want this guy to run this place. So at this point, James has been in Miami for half a decade.
Nice.
The board of directors of this hotel chain, they approach him with a deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can't lose this guy.
Right. So this is what they say to him. They have this meeting. The board of directors say, we want our hotels to have full service restaurants.
Wow.
Cool.
And we want your particular hotel that you've been managing to be the guinea pig of this model.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
let's make it happen.
So they say to him, if you can successfully launch a restaurant within your hotel in 1 year, we will make you a partner. You will own this place.
Jeez.
That wasn't covered though under the class.
That's
right?
the odd thing about hotel school.
It's an elective, I think.
They don't teach you how to run a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or start a restaurant for that matter.
No.
So that's a big deal. He knows
And this guy was
nothing about
skipping
that.
meals.
Right.
He doesn't know nothing about food.
Yeah, this
he
guy's-
doesn't even know how to eat.
He's
food.
anti-food. So his dream come true scenarios just happened for James McLamore. Like ever since he's 14, he wants to be a hotel owner.
Yeah.
And he's given this kind of ultimatum. Open a restaurant in the lobby of your hotel, make sure it's successful, and you
Right.
can become an owner.
Okay.
So here's the thing. He doesn't know what to do. He's got zero experience.
Yeah.
And, he's stressing out. But he tells the board of directors, I'll do it. I accept your challenge. And immediately he calls up his old best friend, David Edgerton, just to ask for help.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's like,
Someone
look,
you
man,
trust.
Hey, somebody I trust. I don't know what else to do. So James calls David up. He goes, look, man, I know it's been a little bit. It's been 5 years.
Yep.
If he tells him the situation and he goes, if you can help me start this restaurant and this hotel,
Yep.
and they make me the hotel owner, I'll make you part owner and we can do this thing together.
Wow.
Well,
We'll make this happen.
Okay.
Besties working together.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is where you can tell this guy's got some luck. Because James hasn't
Finally.
really spoken to David in 5 years.
Yeah, of course. How would you correspond? Right?
Yeah, he has no idea what James has been up to, right? Or what David's been up to, right?
Mhm.
When he calls him, he basically is at his wit's end. He's asking for help.
Yeah.
So David says something to James that's too good to be true. He goes, bro, when you left Cornell and moved to Florida,
Yeah.
I kind of gave up on the hotel industry.
okay.
Okay.
Don't tell me.
He goes, I started working as a cook in a restaurant.
Well, he was his ride or die.
And he goes,
when you leave.
yeah. And he goes, believe it or not, I was actually been trying to get a hold of you.
Okay.
As it turned out, David Edgerton had relocated to Jacksonville, Florida.
What?
Okay.
And he was 1 week away from meeting with the owners of a restaurant who
Yep.
wanted to sell this particular restaurant to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, how do we
Was
move
every
it?
business this way? Like, oh, you're a chef. Be a
Well,
good chef. I'll
they-
make you owner of the
They were just
restaurant.
looking to dump this restaurant.
Wow.
So they have found themselves with very similar problems.
Right.
James needs someone to kind of develop food at his hotel. David needs someone to manage his restaurant.
Okay.
So as fate
Tricky.
would have
But they're
it,
like
this is like a perfect match.
6 hours away from each other.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens
Probably
here.
farther back then.
Yeah,
I bet
it
there's a
was farther.
solution.
Pangea.
So James makes David a proposal.
Yeah.
He says, I'll drive up to Jacksonville.
Okay.
I'll sit in on this meeting.
Yeah.
And if we feel good about it, I'll go in with you and I'll buy this restaurant and
Jeez.
we'll relocate it
Okay.
to my hotel.
Wow.
Oh, well, okay.
So the new owners are like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, not
we
what we
didn't put the
planned.
you can't move the entire restaurant.
Well, that's the thing is
Yeah.
they're just selling the restaurant. They don't
Right,
care
right,
what
right.
happens to
Okay.
it. So James says to David, look, man, like I will go in
Wow.
with you and we're just going to buy it up, buy the rights
do
to
it.
it. And then we'll
Yep.
move it to the,
Yeah.
we'll move it to the hotel, right?
Take the ovens with us.
Bada bing, bada boom, problem solved.
Bam.
Uh-huh.
So basically, his hotel will have a restaurant in it. You can be the head chef. We both
With
own
ovens.
It's Kismet, baby.
it. Best of both worlds. So David agrees
Yeah.
to this deal. James drives from Miami to Jacksonville
Yep.
overnight for this meeting. Now, the meeting was with the owners of a restaurant called Instaburger.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound as classy as the Colonial.
No,
Inn.
I wasn't. Yeah, I
No.
didn't. I wasn't thinking
Insta
burger
does-
joint
yep.
in
Right.
the Colonial Inn.
Probably not even ovens.
Right.
Oh.
I bet Insta.
So they're having this meeting like inside the restaurant. They're not in a
Wow.
meeting room. They're not in a conference room.
Oof.
They're in the booth next to the kitchen.
Yeah, Instaburger's
Ooh,
terrible
no.
name. By
Right.
the way.
So they're sitting in this meeting and they're going over numbers and financials. It's James McLamore and his friend David and the owners of this restaurant.
Okay.
And the whole time, James is thinking to himself what Cameron's saying aloud. Instaburger is a terrible name.
Yep.
And so finally he just asked them.
Bro, don't.
Why?
even.
He just goes, look, like I don't. Why is it that you called this thing Instaburger?
Yep.
That's a weird name.
Clearly,
Well,
the burgers take a little bit.
well,
It's
that's
not
that's the
instant,
point. That's
right?
where you're wrong, Joshua. So the owners, they kind of lowered their voice and they go, "Look, man,
Yeah.
we actually developed this technology that allows us to
Okay.
make around 4 burgers a minute
Mhm.
with this
Okay.
machine. And this
Okay.
machine that we invented, we called the Instaburger. So we named the
A
restaurant
restaurant
after
around
it.
This is where I start getting nervous in Wayne's story because he's going to hit us with a twist and just like,
Let's see what happens. And so at this point, a light kind of goes off in James's
Right.
head, and he looks at David, and he's like, "You feeling
Let's
what
get
I'm
outta
feeling
here.
here?"
Let's get out of here.
And James says out loud to the current owners, "Just to clarify, if we buy this place, does the machine and the rights to the machine
Right.
come with it?"
amen, baby.
Whoa. Okay.
And they're like, "Yeah, why wouldn't it? Absolutely."
Yeah.
And James
It's
like,
a
"David,
burger machine.
yeah." James like, "David, can you meet me outside real fast?"
Uh-huh.
So James and David go outside, and he goes, "Look, man, I think we stumbled upon a gold mine. These guys
Okay.
have absolutely no idea what they have.
Uh-huh.
So let's agree to buy the place,
Yep.
with the understanding that we're only interested in this technology.
Mhm.
We don't give a
Okay.
crap about
So there's
anything
no
else.
other of these Insta burger machines.
This is the
loose?
only one. It's the
Oh,
only one
okay,
that
good.
exists, right?
Good to know.
Here's the thing.
Mhm.
They basically they buy this restaurant.
Yep.
Right.
Fire everybody.
Right.
They buy this
Yeah.
restaurant.
Take the machine.
They're only interested in taking the technology back to Miami
Mhm.
and using it to start a restaurant in the hotel.
Mm.
There was one caveat.
Okay.
We're not calling it Instaburger.
Of course,
No,
not.
you can't.
We got to change the name.
I'm just ready for this moment.
The plan worked perfectly. James McLamore, David Egerton, they purchased the restaurant and immediately turn around. They sell the building. They then take the Instaburger machine back home.
Okay.
yeah.
And 6 months later,
Okay.
March 1st, 1954, they open a brand new eatery in the lobby of the hotel
Okay.
Come on.
called Burger King.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Are you
Okay.
serious?
Now, obviously,
we've been talking about
Stupid.
We've been talking about a king this whole time.
Wow.
Burger King obviously outgrew the hotel lobby.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
In
now
fact-
you avoid the Burger King that's in a hotel lobby.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
time.
right. In fact, it grew so quickly that before long, James McLamore was no longer interested in hotels at all. He
Oh
was
my God.
firmly
Now
in
when
the
you-
restaurant
yeah, now when
industry.
you're a king, baby.
You know his dad. He's like, told you.
Yep. Burger King became the second largest food eatery in America,
Oh my
second
gosh.
only to McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
it's a fact.
Using the money he made from his newfound restaurant empire, James McLamore retired
Oh my
at a very
goodness.
early age.
Jeez.
He bought a stake in the Miami Dolphins,
Oh my gosh.
and then he discovered a brand new hobby in gardening.
oh yeah. Well, he,
Sure,
he,
I
he did it
guess.
for he did it to survive
Oh
as
yeah,
a
he did
child.
homestead. Yeah.
And now this guy is one of the wealthiest men in the state. And so James remained a staple in South Florida.
Stupid.
He became the chairman of the University of Miami.
Jeez.
And during his tenure as the chairman, he raised $517 million to further education initiatives for poor, lower income families.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Okay, come on, dude.
Okay.
James McLamore also was a pivotal figure in rebuilding Miami after the devastation of Hurricane Andrew in
Wow.
1992.
Wow.
So this guy not only builds a burger
What a king.
empire,
Yeah. What a king.
he sets himself up in Miami to raise money for underprivileged families, education, rebuilds after Hurricane Andrew, which devastated our
Yeah.
state. But just an all-around amazing guy. James passed away in his home,
Oh.
surrounded by his family, at the age of 70 in 1996.
Oh my
Jeez.
And that
goodness.
is how Burger
Wow.
King, one of the
Wow.
largest franchises,
I did not expect Burger
Founded
King
in
to be
Florida,
a Florida.
No, I had no idea. I could go for a Whopper right now, though.
Yeah,
Come
you're
on.
right. I'll go for the impossible one.
Fun fact
Oh,
about
God,
that,
come
they
on.
actually updated the Instaburger machine.
Of course. It's flame broiled, right?
And this is that's no joke. David was the one who upgraded the machine. And when James walked in, David looked at him, his hand to God truth, and said, "It's flame broiled." And that's
Did
how
he know what that meant?
That's so
I
funny
don't know
about
what it means now.
The funny part
I don't
about
know
it
what
is that like that's how simple their marketing
Sounds like
was.
a grill.
Yeah, but that's how simple their marketing was. Like the guy just said something out loud to his friend. He was like, "We should put that on posters."
Yeah.
It's flame broiled.
Yeah.
And now, how many years later we're
Dang,
like,
that's a
flame
whopping
broiled.
big burger.
that's a whopping big
That's
burger.
a good one.
That's a
We
good
should
one.
Go with that. Whopper.
Episode 161, fellas.
I liked it.
Okay.
I'm glad. Yeah.
It
I
turned
really
at the
liked
last
it.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we knew it. Wayne
knew.
was up to something.
Yeah.
I'm always up to something.
But shame on us for not knowing
Yeah. Really.
yeah,
the
you guys-
history of Burger King. And
There's
we should
pie
all
on
know.
our face.
We should
Yeah.
all know the founding story of Burger King.
We should.
That's a big pie on y'all's face. Listen, shame on you guys for not knowing the URL to our Patreon.
Yes.
It's
On us?
patreon.com/FMOFM podcast.
Yeah.
That's where you go for
It's a
bonus
wonderful
material.
place
Yeah.
to go hang out. It's basically like the metaverse.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
very
what you'll
similar.
see right now.
Okay.
If you are tuning in right now, you're going to see me sitting
Yeah.
up proper, looking
Yeah.
great. You're going to look at Josh and you're going to go, he looks great.
Man, that's a
Okay,
handsome
I
man.
was
It
right.
looks really good.
Here
You're
he
going to see
goes.
Cameron,
Yeah.
good fit, looking good, squeezing
Yep.
my foot.
Members only jacket.
Three
Handsome face.
guys who are just happy and in love with you for listening to our show.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
it's
you're
totally
going to
true.
see.
I thought it would be a stretch, but no, we're all in love with you.
We love you. We appreciate
You're Nancy
you.
Dime, baby.
You are our Nancy Nickel,
Yep.
and we are your James McLamore.
Oh, it's a love story.
And we got a burger for you.
Got a Whopper for you, baby.